you would have told me that at the beginning, I definitely wouldn't have believed you. Definitely.
How much different are you now compared to what you were in camp?
Man, it's been a long journey, man. I've had my ups and downs, but they've only made me better, and I just continue to improve every day, and they've shaped me into the player that I am now.
Since you came back from your injury, was there a moment at all in the practice, maybe since August, that you made a run or made a cut or something where you felt like, okay, I think I can play as a freshman? Was there a specific moment?
Honestly, there wasn't a specific moment. It was throughout the process. As soon as I came back, when you break that first run, you make that first cut, you start it's about getting your confidence back. And that was a week to week thing. And I feel like, especially when I started to get a little bit more reps in game, that's when I started to feel like, okay, I got this.
And then when you saw Bo start to play, did you kind of realize to yourself, like, hey, I can also be a freshman that can run the ball here, in year one? Because it seems like if one freshman can do it, there's no reason two can.
Well, I always believed it was possible. At the end of the day, we came here to play. But, seeing Bo play as a freshman, that kept me going on the sideline, even when it was a little tough. It was just great to see my boy ball out.
Coach Locke always says when you're good enough, you're old enough in terms of playing. How much of that mindset helped you to kind of stay locked in, knowing that you go out there and trust you, you'll get a chance to play next year?
Absolutely. I feel like Coach Locke, that's one of the many things I love about him. He real. He keeps it absolutely real. He's the same dude that recruited me back in high school, and he holds us to that standard, and I appreciate that.
Coach Day seemed pretty impressed with the Wisconsin game. Some of the runs you had kind of make you guys miss to the second level. Can you just talk a little bit about your running style and how you go about trying to make sure you're making guys miss once you get past the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, I feel like with me, something that I've always prided myself in is, being able to make those people miss in interior traffic. I feel like I got pretty good feet. I got good eyes. And that's something that I kind of pride myself in. I like to pick the defense apart. I'm not necessarily burst out the gate. That's Bo game. Every back is different. But, that's something that I pride myself in.
Where does that, you mentioned your feet, you mentioned your eyes, like the process of doing that, what does it begin? Does it begin with your vision, or is it more about how quickly you move?
Well, everything begins with vision as a running back. At the end of the day, it don't matter how fast your little feet can move. If you don't know where you're going, it don't matter. Yeah.
What kind of things do you get from the coaches when they're developing you? A lot of running back is instinctual, but obviously the coach is going to contribute a lot to that too. What sort of things have they added to your game?
Yeah, a big thing that, Coach Locke, he tells us all the time, his job is to get us through the line of scrimmage. Once we get out of there, that's on us. He's going to give us different toolbox moves, cutting shoulders, spin moves, offhand punch, but that's really on us. His job is to make sure that we're good behind the line of scrimmage. So knowing what our track is, knowing who our read is, knowing where we fit in the run, and that's kind of where he's developed me. He's developed my mind a lot. I've gotten a lot smarter.
You mentioned, coming back from injuries. In terms of just playing catch-up, what was that process like, and what did you kind of learn about that progressing level? Hey, there were guys that were in your class that had a...
Yeah, well, it's interesting because even though I wasn't out in the field, I was here the entire spring. So mental reps was a big thing. That was something that Coach Day talked to me about personally, and I took pride in that. I made sure that I was locked in. I watched the film. I got on my plays so that way when I came in, it wasn't like I was 2 steps behind. It was like I was right there with them the whole time. Now, of course, the biggest thing is physical reps. You want to do it, but those mental reps are just as important.
What did you learn? Obviously, you mentioned the physical reps, but what did you learn mentally about playing college football that maybe you couldn't learn?
Honestly, I would say football is football, no matter the level that you have. Of course, everybody here is talented. It's different than high school. You're not just the big dog on the block. Everybody's nice. Everybody's like that. But it's just about trusting that you're here for a reason. You go out there. If you understand what your alignment, assignment, footwork is, you understand what your job is, you go out there, execute, you'll be fine.
Back in 2018, talking with J.K. Dobbins about splitting carries with Mike Weber and how when he would get out there, he'd want to hit a home run every time, but that set him back. It kind of gave him a sophomore slump. How do you want to go the distance, but how do you keep from I need to swing for the fences every time? How do you stay within yourself and not try to do too much?
Well, I mean, personally for me, I came from St. Joe's Prep where we rotated 6 backs. You know, we had 6 running backs. So every single time you got in the game, you better make it count. So, but the big thing with that is you can't just hope for the home run. Because as a running back, whenever you just kind of strike for that home run and get that big play every single time, that's when you miss the little crease. And next thing you know, you run into the offensive lineman's backs. And now you're missing the wide open. Now you just missed the big play. So it's all about patience. Just keep on pressing, move the chains.
How do you feel like you're doing with that?
I think I'm doing pretty well. Of course, it's an ongoing fight. We got to continue getting better with it. Everybody, not just me. But I think I'm doing all right.
Isaiah, I just asked Bo this question about you. What's your scouting report on Bo Jackson?
Man, Bo Jackson, like that. I love watching Bo Jackson run. I feel like me and Bo, we get closer every day. You know, I feel like it's interesting to just watch him play just because we're 2 different types of backs, and it's nice to see us like kind of complement each other.
What's that relationship like when it's 2 running backs in the same recruiting class? I would imagine you're spending a lot of time together.
Of course. I mean, Bo, that's my roommate. Away games, we travel together. I play the game with Bo sometimes in our off time. And Bo, that's my guy. You know, Coach Locke talks about playing as one. You know, when we first committed here together, he put us in a group chat. He said, "Listen, I need y'all to get to know each other." And so, me and Bo's relationship grows every day.
What do you think about the prospects of the 2 of you maybe being here for a bunch of years together and being the guys carrying the ball for Ohio State?
I mean, it's a big thing to step into. I mean, of course, we had some great guys just leave the building who are doing their thing at the next level right now, and that's amazing to see. But I hope that in time, as we continue to grow and just get better, that it shifts from, we got the next coming to those guys to now it's just Bo and Zay.
Is it competitive Is it ever between you and Bo? Is it collaborative? Like when you have 2 guys who play the same position and are the same age, what's that like?
I think we're natural competitors, but it's not like we're up against each other. Like, it's a collaborative thing.
What do you think it can do for an offense when you have 2 backs who do complement each other like that?
I'm sorry,
What does it do for an offense when you have 2 running backs who complement each other the way it seems like you and Bo do?
I think it's an amazing thing. I feel like when you got a back like Bo, who he's a slasher, you put him in big play at any moment, then you put me in and switch it up. I feel like that controls the pace of the game and it keeps us 2 fresh.
Isaiah, thank you.
He calls you smooth. Smooth.
We'll bring it a couple times.